Hey, in this video we will make one Django project that will be for URL sorting. You can provide the long URL and it will sort in. I'll show it with one example. So I have already made this project. So let us run this. Python 3 manage .py run server. So let us run this first. So let us open the link. So see here, this is our project. Let us search Django here. So suppose this is the link. So this link is very long. So what we can do, I can copy this and paste it here. Click on shorten button and see the link got shortened and it's barely around 20 letters. So how we can achieve this? So we will be making this project step by step from very beginning, like from setting up the environment, virtual environment, and then installing Django. We'll go step by step. So if you already know these things, you can skip these parts. So without any further delay, let's begin. So I'll close this, and I will not close this because I need this in for copying CSS file. I will not be writing CSS file one by one again. So let us open one window, new window of Visual Studio Code. Let us move this to full screen, and we have to go on the Explorer or open folder, and you can select the location for your project. So I'll select desktop and create new folder as project, and the next thing click on open, and this will open in the Visual Studio Code. So next thing you have to go to the terminal, start new terminal, and see right now I am using ppnv. So if you don't have ppnv installed, I will write the commands for the that ppnv file in the description box, and also for the Windows user I'll write the commands for the commands in the description box for making virtual environment and all. But as I am using Mac, so I will be using pipenv shell. What it does, it creates a virtual environment. Why virtual environment is required? Suppose we want our files to have some dependencies that need to be installed. So whatever thing we will install will get stored in this pip file, and if someone wants to clone this project, they can simply install the all the dependency using this pip file. So next we can do ppnv and install Django. Django. So it's looking for some files to download. So see here, pip file.log got created, and within this pip file, all the dependencies must be installed. So see here, Django got installed. So next thing, to start project, if you already Python Django developer, you must be knowing this, that we can run command Django admin and start project and the name of the project. So I'll give the name as URL Shortener and project. Let us hit enter. So here you can see one file got generated, and within that manage file is there. So the next thing we need to do is I'll type ls for list of the files, and we need to switch to this directory because we have to access manage.py. So we can do that by change directory. I'll copy this, command C, command V, enter. So now we are in this directory. So to start an app, to build an app, we need to write a command, that is python 3 manage.py start app and the name of the app. So I'll give the name as URL Shortener and hit enter. So you can see URL shortener got generated here, and within this there are several files like views, test file, model, apps, admin. So we need to create two more directory, that is one for the templates and the second for the static files. So I'll create templates, templates templates, and one more file within the same directory, that will be for static file, static static. This will store the CSS file for our HTML page. So let us make one CSS file and name it as styles.css. Done. Then we'll go to the templates folder and we'll create one HTML file named as index.html. So we already made. Sorry, I have tried. I need to rename this. There's some spelling mistake. styles styles.css. Now it's correct. So the next thing, what do we need to do? We need to go to our settings app. Where is the settings app, and we need to register our app in the installed apps. So you URL Shortener, TENER. Okay. And what do we need next thing to do? So see how we can store our like whenever the user will provide URL, some big URL, so we need to store it somewhere so that we can generate short URL, and when the short URL is uh, fetched, it should redirect to the original URL. So for that we will create one like table model. So for that we will create class and we'll name the table as URL and pass model and model, and this model will have two attributes, one for original URL, original URL, and this will be of type models.url field. And the next thing, what do we need? We need one sort URL. For once the sort URL get generated, it should be stored with the original URL. So there should be one sort URL, and let us keep this as char field only. Char field. And let us set the max length to maybe 30. 30 will be enough. And now we are done with this. So as we have made the model, we need to run the migrations. So Python 3 manage.py make migrations. We already run the make migration, but we need to migrate it also. So for that again we'll call Python 3 manage.py migrate. So see here, db.sqlite got generated and all the things. So I'll open this, open database, and let us see what's in this database. So as you can see, there is one table for this original URL and one table for shortener URL that contains two attributes, that is original URL and short URL. So now the next thing that we need to do is we need to make the where is the HTML file, index.html file. So we need to add everything. So I will write the HTML file. So let us switch this to HTML first, and now let us switch back to, or we can do one thing. Let us keep this as HTML only, because right now we need this. So what do we need? We need one. First we'll change the title, and we'll keep this title as URL shortener only. URL shortener. And as we are using styles.css, we need to link this file. So for that we can use link tag and href. For now, let us keep this empty because we are not importing sorry, we are not loading the static file right now. So next thing, we need to go to the body part and we need to make one. Uh, we can make one div that will hold our like welcome to the URL shortener, and let us give this name as heading. So heading, and within this, uh, let us also add one style that will be for margin top. From top around 50 pixel will be okay. So next thing we need to do is type P for paragraph tag, and uh, we can write welcome to the URL shortener. Nice. So, or we can put this in H1. It would be better to put this in H1 because that will appear more bold and big. Now, with after that, after this div class, we can make one another div for text field, URL field, and all. And let us what we can let us give this name class as container. Container. CONTAINER container. And within this, we will be making one form. For now, action type will be. Let us keep this same, and method will be post. This post, and now in the form tag we will take input, and the type will be of URL, and the let us give the name to the name should be original URL because we are taking original URL here. URL. So see here, if you mismatch the names, like we will be using these names to fetch the data. So if you mismatch these, you may get some errors. So, and placeholder, we will keep this as uh, enter the URL here to shorten. That will be become a bit longer, and this will be required. So it should not be kept empty for calling this post method. So I'll keep this as required, and then we need to add one button for where is button. So button, and the type will be submit, and name, let us name this as shorten. SHORTEN, shorten, SHORTEN. Okay. And the next thing we need to do, after this div, we will make another div like for and let us name this as class shortened reward. Shortened, 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 and URL. This div will contain the link of our shortened URL. So let us use one paragraph tag and name this add shortened, SHORTENED, shortened URL. Let us delete this shortened URL, and after that we will have one link. So the link that will be generated, that should be here, and for now let us keep this empty because we are not getting any link from the views. We have not implemented any views for now, and we must add one more thing, that target. If this link will be clicked, it should open in the new tab. So for that we can use blank. And so I guess we are done with the HTML. And for the CSS part, I'll be copying the CSS from my project, because typing CSS will take lot of time. Where is the URL shortener? And you can also, like, I'll be giving the link to my repository where I have saved this project. So from there you can copy the CSS file. And so yes, we are done with the CSS and HTML. So to render this, we need to implement views in view file. So for that we will create some views. So let us create our first view. uh, Let us name this as index, and it will take request, and from request it will render what it will return, actually return rendering of the page. So render takes request and the file that we want to render. So the file will be index.html. And so we made the first function for calling this index.html for rendering this. So for that we also need one more thing. So we'll move to the app directory, and we'll create one file urls.py. So we'll go to the parent directory, like project directory, and from urls.py I'll copy these things and paste this in app directory. Like we are URL shortener, within URL shortener I'll paste this. And we don't need this admin. And here also let us do one thing. We need to include our path for the this index file. So let us keep this empty and views. uh, okay, we have not imported views for now. So from current directory import views. Now let us try views. Now it's showing views dot index. uh, so we are done with this. Also give this name as, let us name this as index only. And now let us try to run our project. So python 3 manage.py run server. Okay, so port is already in. Okay, so this project is still running, so I'll close this. Run server. So let us open this. Okay, okay, so Django page is opening. Why this is happening, I'll tell you. Because we have not included this in our main project URL pattern. So we need to, so first we need to I'll close this first. I'll close the server first, and then we first need to import include, because we need to include everything from this URLs. And also we need to import the app. So import URL shortener, and we need to add the path. And let us keep this empty. Include, why it's not giving now. So include, within include we need to pass the this URL's location. So where it is located, so it is located in URL. I'll copy this only. C URL and dot URLs. Now let us run this again and see if it's working or not. So let us see. Okay. So okay, now we have not implemented those things. So this is working, but the URL, this styles.cs is not loading. So first of all, I will close this server, and then we need to move to index.html. And here, see here, we had not passed the link to the static files. That is the reason why it was not loading. So let us add why it's not giving automatic. Okay, so I have selected HTML. Let us select Django HTML. So now we'll type load, then it will automatically generate this load static. And in the link href, I can again type static. No, it won't give. So let us manually do the thing. So static, and within static, after that we need to name the give the name of the file. So styles styles dot cs, and let us see once again if it works or not. So let us refresh this. Yeah, so it's working, and see, this is coming and this is empty. So how we can avoid this? Like, we can avoid this by here adding some if else conditions. So first I'll close the server, and then we'll add here, like yeah, here we will add one if condition, if sort URL, and this will come from the database. Like we will make one another function that will be for shorten URL, and that will pass the this sort URL values here. And if this, then only load this, else not load. And also here we left this empty because at that time we were not going to implement those things. But now, as we have to implement the method shorten URL, let us pass here sort URL, and the I guess rest thing are correct only. So once we started if block, we need to end this also. So end if. Okay, so this got extra end if, and what are the things we need to add more? See here action. So it should call the method from the, now we have not made the method, but we need to make that. So uh, for that we can give URL to that thing, URL, and let us, what we will take, give the name, let us shorten URL is this percentage. Now it's correct and everything is fine. So now we will move to the views. So we will add one uh, views for the shorten def shorten. What was the name I had given? Let us go here and shorten URL. Okay, this, because the name should not mismatch, because that will give an error, and to find the error is, it's really difficult for a beginner. So you should avoid the naming typos and all. So what it will take request, and first it will check if the request is of post type. It will definitely give the post type only, because I have already mentioned in the HTML part. See here, I have already mentioned that the method will be of post type. So but still we should use these to avoid error. So request dot method, okay, method equal to, and if it's post, then we need to do what we need to do. We need to take original URL, and if it is of post type, so we need to fetch the data that will be received in the form of URL. So request dot post dot get, and what what was the name here? Mm, Original URL. So copy this and put it here. So next, we fetched the original URL. Now we need to check if that original URL is already stored in database. If it is already stored, it must be having the sort URL already. So why do we need to make it again? Uh, So that will remove, that will not add extra space also. So we will check if. So let us make one variable existing URL, and this will first we need to import from dot models, import URL. So existing URL, if you first we will check URL dot objects dot filter, and what do we need to check? Original URL equal to original URL. Okay, and if existing URL means if the existing URL is not null, so existing URL, then what do we need to do? We need to simply uh, generate sort URL. And how we can generate, like we need to give the directory from the current, like absolute path, from the previous all path to the after slash that path. So we can use one method, uh, request dot, what was the method? Ah, build absolute absolute URI, and within this we will pass slash for the trailing end, and we'll add, what we will add, existing URL dot sort URL, because if it is already existing in the database, it must have the sort URL also. So sort URL, let us check once if the name was this only. Yeah, sort URL. I'll close this extra file. Sort URL. Now, now we have fetched and created sort URL. So what do we need to do? We need to return what we need to return, the page with this values. So return render. We need to render which page? First we will pass the request and the name of the page, index.html, and with that we need to also pass, like see here, we were using if sort URL. So for that we need to pass one dictionary. That will store, that will have that value. So sort URL, and value will be also sort URL. So if existing, uh, if it was already in the database, we will be doing this thing. But if not, then what we need to do? We need to create sort code first. So let us make one variable sort code, and we will make one method to generate generate sort code. uh, I will first complete this section, and then we will write the code for this method. So what it will do? It will do the exactly same. So sort URL equal to this uh, request dot build, build, and then absolute, there is absolute view URI and again we will pass the same, and plus the sort code. Sort code would be generated from the method that will be called here. So what do we need to do next? We need to, so here it was already stored in the database, but here it is not. So we need to also store the new sort code in the database, and I made some mistakes. No, it's correct. Perfectly, it's correct. So now we need to create one object and then save it to the database. So URL dot create and sorry URL dot objects dot create, and we'll pass the both the values original URL equal to original URL original URL and sort URL equal to sort URL. So sort URL. So what it will do, it will create one object for this request, and after this, once it is saved in the database, we will return the same as it I had returned it earlier. So return render and again request with that index file index.html, and following with this we will pass the again dictionary. So sort your URL, and the value for the sort URL will be sort URL itself. And if this is not of post type, but it will be definitely of post type only, but still, if in the worst case uh, return, we will return simply return that direct to this page index. So return redirect. Okay, we need to also import redirect. So redirect to index. So let us test this once again. Run server, refresh this. No reverse match at URL sorting URL. Okay, no reverse match sorting. Okay, so we have not made. Let us go back. We have not. Why it was sorting URL? Sorting URL. It's correct only. Okay, so we have not made the URLs here. Let us not run this project for now, because we have to also make this generate code. So first we will do that. So as you can see here, it's not giving the automatic option, because let us erase this first. First we will go to the views file and we'll create this function first. So let us go here def, and this will not take any input, and let us make one character variable characters HARAC characters, and this will be of type, it will contain two types of uh, first we need to import strings, and it will store of two types, strings string dot ASCII letters and also the digits. String dot digits. Okay, and the next thing we need to do, we need to generate sort code, maybe of 4 5 digits. So if this empty string dot join, join with what, we will also import random here. Random, why do we need random, we will come to know. So random dot choice from what, random will take choice from this either letters or the or the digits. So we'll pass characters here, and till uh, for how many digits. So for I in, let us skip this small 5 for now. And now with this sort code will be generated. But what if the sort code that is being generated is already stored or used by some other URLs? So for, we need to check while URL dot ob, URL dot objects, we need to filter sort URL equal to sort sort URL equal to, we need to check if the sort URL is equal to sort code if that exists. So we will keep on checking. If exist, we will do the same this thing again. So I'll copy this and paste this here, and it will keep on running this while loop until some distinct value gets generated. And once the distinct value gets generated, we'll simply return this sort code. So now I guess no error will come while writing this. So path, I missed comma, path, and we'll keep the name as shorten trailing end, and the views dot, now it's showing shorten URL, and let us name this as shorten URL. Now let us run this again and check if the error is solved or not. Okay, let us call this. Okay. So it's giving error CSRF token. So why this is giving error like this? Because we have missed the CSRF token in the HTML file. So we'll move to the index.html, and within the form we need to add, we'll directly write CSRF token. This is used to secure your data that you are transferring, like post data. Here we are transferring the URL. This is used for securing that thing. So let us try this again. Still it's giving error. Let us so the problem was here, like see, before it was like this. So let us refresh this. So because of that, name mismatch was, I have already mentioned that name mismatch is very important. Like if you mismatch a single digit, single letter, it will give some errors. So see here, shorten URL, I was using underscore here. So we'll go to the URLs and we'll use underscore here also. Now let us refresh this once again. So see, now it's working, and give some input and click sort in. So it's taking time, I don't know why. Let us see this once again. uh, why the error was, why it was taking a lot of time to load this page. So when I was clicking on sort in, so attribute error at sort in existing okay, so this error is coming. Why? Because let us see sort url dot absolute url sort no attribute sort url. Okay, so uh, here it was checking for if it contains any existing. So first we need to provide this as first, like it you need to check if it contains, let then look at the first value that it gives. So let us uh, call this once again, and let us pass something shorten. So now uh, shortened url, it's simply printing shortened url. Why? Because we need to make changes to this html file. So I guess the problem is like okay, I was closing the div here only. So let us cut this and paste after end if. So now let us see. Okay, the shortened URL. Now it's looking a bit better, but the URL is not showing. Where is the problem? Okay, so we are not giving the any like name or something for that only. So we will give the exact link here. So let us see if it works now. It should work now. Okay, then why it's showing two times? Let us try once again. Let us search. No, not this. Let us uh, let us search Django framework this time, and the link got. Let us try with this link. Now it's one. Okay, so let us see where's the issue. Sort URL. What is system for? Here it's correct. So here, so see here, short URL. We are saving short URL as short URL only. So once the short URL got generated, it will get merged again with the another short URL. So to avoid that, we can store that with here. If I am passing this to the sort URL, what it is doing, like like suppose http google.com, it is getting stored in the database. Again, when we are trying to fetch that data, so it is looking for the original URL, sorry, absolute URL and the sort URL. So again, it's putting www dot that same thing. So we can avoid that by sort URL, and what we can do, we can pass here short code. Let us see if it works or not. Let us take some random in Google. Let us search Google, and let us see if it works now or not. Sorting. Okay, it worked. Yeah, now it's working fine. So once this link is generated, now what is the problem? If I click on this, it will give error because no such like this whatever is we are not handling this kind of request. So for that we will go to the index, sorry, views, and we will create one more file for redirecting of the original link. Like if short link is getting searched, first I'll close the server. if the sort link is entered in the browser, it should uh, come to this, go to the database, check, and if it is found and click on that, it should redirect to the original file. Means uh, it, it should check the sort URL first in the database. If it is present, then it will return the redirect to the original file, sorry, original link. So we will make one function redirect and original original URL, and it will take two things, request and the string type sort URL, sort URL, and let us store original 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 URL into URL. Let us fetch original URL. How we can get that? So we'll look in the database. So URL dot objects dot get and sort URL sort URL equal to sort URL. And what we need to, once that from suppose www.google.com got found there, so we need to return its original, like the bigger URL. So dot original URL, and we just need to redirect, sorry, return redirect to that original link. So original URL. So now we have added this view. So the next thing we need to do is we need to make URLs for like path for this. So uh, path, and it will take input as st str, and the and it will be stored in sort URL. Let us check what I had used there. Sort URL. So sort URL, and then it will end with the trailing end, and now we'll call the views dot redirect original, and we'll name this simply uh, redirect original. I'll copy this only. Now must be a big but dot st. Okay, so why this error was coming? Because we have missed here name equal. Now let us see. Okay, we need to run the server again. Okay, now it's running perfectly. Let us click. Yeah, now it's working. So let us see the from starting if the project is working properly. So this is the home page. Let us select something like Larry page and copy, paste it here, shorten. Shorten it got created. Yes, it's working. Again, I'll try to shorten if for checking if it's not repeating. No, it's not repeating. So we are done with this project. But if you want to host this on Python Anywhere, I have already made video. So how you can host this project on pythonanywhere.com, and it will hardly take to 5 to 6 minutes, not more than that. So hope you enjoyed my this project video. If you enjoyed, please do subscribe to my channel and hit a thumbs up. So thanks for watching.